All right, Shalom. The brother Kaya from GMS New Orleans coming back at you with another quick lesson. Prior to getting started, as I always do, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Shumer Kahakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Agam that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying first and foremost to the hopeful elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And this lesson will be about the AI data centers, and right, and how much consumption they need to generate, to continue operating, and ultimately being established. Okay, this is from technology from 2 days ago. You know what? Let me get off that. I'll just go down this. All right, it says, I got a list of them. It says in Northern Virginia, the densest cluster of data centers on the planet. All right, AI data centers are consuming so much electricity. All right, so I had it right here. Yeah, that the existing grid cannot meet demands, and nuclear is the only base load option scaling fast enough. All right, so the grid can't even give out this amount of electricity. Okay, I'm not gonna read much of it. All right, because it's not bandwidth. All right, it needs electricity, you know, for these things to operate. All right, but it's something I want to, all right, get to. Okay, so it says the U.S. Department of Energy endorsed those findings and framed the surge as an active grid planning challenge, not the theoretical one. All right. It's a part in there I wanted to get, but it's just a few I gotta go through. It says Microsoft 1 billion Kenya AI data center stalls as the power grid struggles to meet demand. All right. And it's all about a grid collapse, you know, which I'm gonna get into it, you know, if it comes full circle. All right. Let me go to this one real quick. It says the 1 billion AI data center will switch off half the country, but my government insists it hasn't failed or withdrawn from the project. All right. And this thing is consuming a lot of energy. It says as generative AI become more widely adopted, major tech brands like Microsoft and OpenAI have emphasized the need for additional data centers to deliver the vast computing power required, along with specialized hardware and advanced cooling required to train and operate AI models at scale, because they're going to be running hard. All right, so they're going to have there's a cooling system that's set in, man, that gotta cool off this. All right. It says, however, Bloomberg reports that the project has since stalled after the Kenyan government failed to commit to paying for the annual capacity Microsoft had registered to run Azure in the region. President William Ruto indicated that the project's power requirements would need to switch off half the country to keep the facility running. All right, and they haven't abandoned the plan. You know, AI gonna switch off half off the country, man, just to keep the facility running. All right. It says in the interim, Kenya's Ministry of Information, John Tunui, explained that the country has not failed or withdrawn and is moving forward with the discussions about the project. Say KPLC can barely keep the lights on for the basics. All right. And we know Kenya infrastructure is not, you know, better than the United States. All right. It says Georgia residents. Let's go to this one. And I'm just going through a few that was on Newsbreak. I just kept seeing them from day by day. All right. And I was just shifting them over to kind of like, you know, combine them in this lesson to kind of point out, you know, what's disruptions these AI data centers is causing, man, for the people. All right. It says data centers drain 30 million gallons of water without reporting it or paying for it, investigation reveals. So they're doing this all on the backs of you Americans, man. You pay for electricity. All right, you pay for water. All right, and they're draining it. All right, it says Georgia residents recently learned that a massive data center used nearly 30 million gallons of water without proper billing, deepening concerns about how large computing facilities and especially those powering operations like artificial intelligence constrain local resources. Yeah, these AI data centers is straining local resources, man. And we already know, shit, we already have low water pressures, when things going on, power surges, lights going out when they're working on electricity and different things of that nature. So with these AI data centers that's being built, draining all the resources, all right, it's a setup. It automatically sets up the stage for a power grid collapse, man. People was complaining about their water pressure being low. Try to find that. All right, maybe it's somewhere else. It's a login. Okay, so now they're using up so much electricity, it'll switch off half of Kenya. All right, people is just, and look at the sounds of it right here. All right. It says no one should have to live like this. Video shows data center noise terrorizing homes over a half a mile away. Not only is they antagonizing the people, they're taking resources from them. All right, without any warning or sign. All right, it's just sucking the economy out. It says residents living near some data center project say the problem is not just soaring power demand, it's the sound. A video on social media highlights the constant mind-numbing noise surrounding AI infrastructure. Let's look at this, see if we could get this. Who wants to, live like that? It says as new data center spread, communities are increasingly pushing back over noise pollution. According to environmental and energy study institutes, these facilities can emit both high and low frequency noises of hundreds of feet with sound levels reported up to 96 decibels, non-stop, all night, man. It says a video posted on X demonstrates just how bad the noise is for the residents close to these data centers. The post reads, the sound you hear living half a mile away from a data center, no one should have to live like this. All right? Shalakia. I'm just giving you just insight on, the way the way these data centers is looking overall. Shalakia. And what they causing, Salak, I ain't meant to do that. All right, this will be the last one. It says Meta's 10 billion Louisiana data center. All right, we went to Georgia, North Virginia, some other places that I looked at. All right, I'm just doing in different areas where they're getting built. And they're getting built at a rapid rate. Meta's 10 billion Louisiana data center is getting 3.3 billion in tax breaks. But they charging you taxes after taxes, man. More than 7 years of the state's entire police budget. All right, so these data centers could potentially, put out protection. All right, it'll cause, all right, the state to not fund the police which the police is designed for your protection. So basically telling you this is going to be your new way of protection, man. All right, all generated AI or artificial intelligence. All right, that's going to predict the future and do, a bunch of other computing things, man. All right. It says data centers, the computer infrastructure required to power the country's AI, on which companies are shelling out nearly $700 billion to build this year alone, are quickly popping up in rural and suburban towns across the country, some of which are more than 2 times the size of Manhattan's Central Park. But the massive footprint of these projects may come with equally massive public costs. Okay, and this is about the state tax and what they pay and how they're just making comparisons to it. All right. So, like I said, I went to them. They are all taking this. It says in North Virginia, the densest cluster of data centers on the planet. All right, they taking up so much electricity. I just want to go to this one last. All right, I'm gonna show the purpose of these things too. All right, grid that it cannot meet demand. All right, let's go here. It says, what are AI data centers? It says an AI data center is a specialized facility built to train, deploy, and run artificial intelligence and machine learning models. All right, because again, your cities about to become 15-minute cities. All right, they about to be combined with all the infrastructure. They already got Skynet, different things in China. All right, to where everything is about to be digitally. All right, computing, digital computing. Okay. Hey. And it says, unlike traditional data centers designed for general cloud computing, these facilities use massive amount of electricity and advanced hardware to process extreme AI workload. All right. And AI, I'll just go ahead and say it, man. That's high level damn sorcery. All right. Artificial intelligence. Let me get this. This is Sirach. Ah, man. Okay, 19. And 22. It says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. You see? Neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence, man. So the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. This is a man-made, generated intelligence. All right. And intelligence there's no way to create intelligence. All right. The Lord had given us intelligence within us, but this devil done made something that's smarter than him. And not only that, all right, they need to be cooled off, so they're gonna catch on fire. All right, this is gonna be a plethora of things that go wrong with these sinners, man. All right. All of a sudden they just popping up, just like the 5G towers popped up everywhere. All right, along with other things, man. Okay, it's all to interconnect you into these 15-minute cities, these 5G towers. It's all to keep records, okay, of what you're doing, tracking, tracing. All right. It says the hardware, traditional facilities most rely on standard central processing units. AI centers require thousands of parallel processing graphic processing units or tensor processing units to handle intense mathematical computations. All right, this word computations. Let's look this up, right? It reads, or the accurate process of method of calculating an answer, amount, or result using mathematical or logical, well-defined rules, algorithms. All right, so they're gonna determine the fate through an algorithm. All right, it was a movie I was watching, and he was in a prison, and he had a certain amount of time to kind of prove his innocence. All right. But he didn't know what happened. You know, they was just like he killed his wife. Let me see. Let me see if I could look this up. All right. And that's gonna determine your fate. Movie. Killing wife. Husband. Declare innocence. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I can't find it. I just watched it too. Salaki about that, man. Mercy. Yeah, Mercy. That's what it is. Good movie too. All right. It's called Mercy. All right. He had a 90. It says the future is criminal justice is the future is criminal justice is artificial intelligence. All right. AI. Okay. That's gonna determine you have to prove to a computer your innocence, man. It's called Mercy. Good movie. All right. But it's AI generated and controlled to where it's a prison that you're in, and you go before a judge and you have to prove to the judge your innocence, and they show you all kind of timestamps, dates, and all kind of mathematical, computations, and give you your percentage of what it is that you might live or die. All right. These things is basically going to make the decisions for you. Networking, they rely on ultra-fast interconnections like InfoBand or specialized high-speed internet fabrics to allow multiple servers to communicate instantly without latency. All right. Without lagging, without, glitching and, the things of that nature. But this really all designed to just watch you all goddamn day. All right. Take down patterns and, movements of that nature, right? And prejudge, things before they happen, man. Like Minority Report and amongst other things. They've been showing you this. All right. These things is not for our embetterment. I could tell you that. All right. The massive power. The dense server racks demand gigawatts of power, heavily strained local and regional energy grids. All right. Because they want you to be connected to they want you to become the computer. All right. You're going to be the walking computer. You're going to be the algorithm. Okay. Heavily strained local and regional energy grids. Advanced cooling. They utilize specialized liquid cooling systems rather than traditional fans to prevent hardware from overheating. All right. So they're going to start sucking energy. And that's when they start getting these energy crises. All right. And amongst all these other things, all right, you begin to try to figure out what's going on, bro. But it's all with this technocracy, man. Technocracy is a system of governments where decision-making is delegated to technical experts. And all these tech people, now you're just seeing them in a world of getting in on making life decisions and, agriculture and amongst the other things, all right? That they're finding their ways. These tech giants, Elon Musk, the Bill Gates, of the world, the Bezos, all right, they're all combined with Amazon and all these things is the interconnection of things. It says technocracy, all right, is a system of governance where decision-making is delegated to technical experts. So everything will be technological, all right, machine-like. Experts such as scientists, engineers, and economists, all right, which that makes up all the people. And I'll say this, all right, the science of artificial intelligence is pseudoscience, okay? Let's get that. Okay, let's get that, okay? Let's see if we could get it here. Okay. Let's see if we can get it here. Okay. Okay, here we go. It says the term pseudoscience is hybrid and therefore objectionable. Come on. A pretended or mistaken science. So that's what AI is. Artificial. Okay, let's get artificial. Right? It says not natural or spontaneous. So these are the things that's gonna judge, all right, your movements, all right, that's gonna track this, but it's not. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, AI need a human, it needs a human ability to be attached to it. Or otherwise it'll just be a bunch of information just gathered in these centers. All right, and it's just, it's just a bunch of computer. But it need a human. The brother from Mississippi said it. It's Salakia. That brother Yasha Mom said it. It need a human. It need human insight or prudence. That's why I said the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. All right, when I read it in Sirach 19 and 22. All right, and at any time the counsel of sinners prudent. So these devils, the thing that they didn't put into, it's gonna be smarter than them. It's gonna outwit them. It's really gonna rebel against itself, because man ain't gonna be able to control it. All right, and in something that's not controlled, it won't be able to control itself. It just destroy itself. It says belonging to art or a skill that's not natural or spontaneous, man. Wisdom rained down from heaven. It's a skill. It says there is a wickedness and the same an abomination. You see, so this is not just a wickedness, it's also abomination. It's a filthy, wicked, dirty thing. All right, it's going to take the place to make judgment calls before you, after you, that digital footprinting, just following you every goddamn well. All right. And ultimately, man, this is not of the Most High, man. To see everything you do. All right. It's already going down like that in China, man. They every step, guideline, everything they doing, where they going, okay, is controlled and calculated. It's counted. All right. Let's go back to this. It says such as scientists, engineers, the creator, and economists, all right, the keepers of the house, rather than elected politicians. So this is going to cut jobs. AI been cutting hundreds of thousands of jobs, and that's just in what we know, what we see. All right, there's millions of jobs been getting cut by AI. I even heard a lady, I was in a store, and this was like a little random little place, a building or whatever, and she said that AI cut most people jobs. It's just regular Eve, 50 years old, 50, 60. All right, she said she's been out because of AI, but they've been paying her, but she said AI had took most of their jobs, man. On a day-to-day in a little, just a little store run. All right, it says it prioritizes data-driven, evidence-based policy for efficiency, man. Right? That energy efficiency they've been pushing. This efficiency word is getting thrown around loosely. Aiming to manage society through scientific methods rather than political ideology. So they're getting rid of any ideas, man. Okay? Right? And replacing it with a hypothesis. Change your what if, just gave you a what if, or this may happen, that may not happen if you do this or do that, man. Decisions are made by experts based on knowledge rather than popular vote. All right, whatever. Critics argue technocracies are undemocratic, lack political accountability, and may prioritize co-efficiency over human values and social justice. Yeah. All right. Your outcome or your lively outcome could be determined upon did a camera see this? Or what did the artificial intelligence have to say about something? Okay. That's pretty much it in that. Okay. Let me get a few precepts, man, because this is one this devil Another one of his vices, this Daniel 8:25. It says, and through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. This is a crafty thing. All right. And that policy, those policies goes into his prudence, his insight. But remember, his insight, the things he put together, his political views and points, all right, they're all not, it says prudence, all right, insight, understanding, cunning, craft by a bad sense. You see? So it's discretion, man. All right, through this devil vices, all right, he's causing craft to prosper in his hand, man. Okay? He's using cunning vices and deceit, when you know, and subtlety, man, to fool the people, man. You know, and remember, he's using false science, man. Fake science, pseudoscience is fake knowledge. All right. So, hey, at the end of the day, all right, and this you know, again, this is just what it is, man. All right, I ain't gonna be long. I just wanted to just kind of hone in on these data centers. All of a sudden, need a big talk now, right? This Isaiah 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments, man. This shit is beyond normal, man. Right? Using magic and artificial and pseudoscience. Okay? It's witchcraft and magic, man. It's sorcery, man. All right, on people, man. You can manipulate timestamps and have glitches and come on, man. You know? It says, for thou has, this the point, dude, for thou has trusted in thy wickedness. And they trust in these technocrats, all right, and this technocracy, these study of these machines, they trust in that, man. All right, to put you in a digital prison. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee. Right? And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. So you don't think the Lord see what you damn doing? They felt secure in their wickedness. So the same thing gonna lead them astray. Right? The things that they own knowledge through the end of their time's gonna come through them, man. All this AI and all this shit gonna kill them. Okay? This is come on. This is Psalms 37:7. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him that prospered in his way, because of the man who bringeth it wicked devices to pass, man. It's a wicked scheme, a plot, a plan. All right? This damn devil, you know, is trying to find a way, all right, to monopolize just whatever. I mean, he's just trying to find a way to do any goddamn thing. All right, and this part of the wicked watching for us. I'm gonna jump down to 32, Psalm 37:32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh the slim. All right, taking, you know, sucking resources from us. All right, framing us. And he could frame deceit. He framed deceit by mischief. All right, this part of his framing deceit by mischief. It says, shall the throne, Psalms 94:20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame it mischief by law? You know, and this some unlawful shit. This breaking people rest. All right, it's giving out certain energies, sucking resources. You know, but they gonna frame that. But these computering are just gonna frame mischief, man. All right. It says they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. So they're coming together with these things to harm Jake, bro. All right. You know, Isaiah 32:7, you know, instruments of the crew. Because there's, like you see, the instruments of the churl. Let's get that. Isaiah 32:7. It says the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even the needy when he speaketh right. All right, let's see what this says. The smooth tricks of the scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. All right. Some of these instruments, vessels, and you know the different things they use. All right, for purposes of, they'll tell you, oh, it's for more data and to gather this and gather that. Man, that shit is to gather everybody up, watch everybody. It's just a complete surveillance state, man. All right, and transfer the information on these data, you know, send it back to the satellites and amongst a million and one things that they goddamn doing, man. All right, but ain't no enchantment against Jacob anyway. So whatever the hell you do, psyops you send out, noises and different things of that nature, the elect gonna be protected, man. You know, but that pretty much was the point. All right. You know, I kind of went longer than I expected. But hey, for the most part, this devil just helping destroy itself, man. Because he can't even identify with these AI data centers. He can't keep up with the knowledge and information it's giving out, man. You know, it's going to turn on him. You know, so I don't want to wrap this out. Was that a fine? Till next time I see Shalom.